pose.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Moment Live. It's your old pal Meredith Lynch. I'm joined by my confidant and co-conspirator, Rebecca Senanez. Good morning.
Good morning.
There's so much going on today.
There's so much going on. I'm so happy to see you. How was your week?
You know, actually, it was good. It's been good. Yeah, I had a good week. What about you?
Vienna.
We missed Vienna. Producer Vienna's away, and it's just, even though we've had great stand-ins and great fill-ins and everybody's been jumping in, we do miss producer Vienna.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Tell me what's
going
going
on.
on.
Give you a little run through. Okay, so Shaquille O'Neal has gotten into it with Dave Portnoy, which I feel like as a 90s kid, that's like the worst thing in the world when
That's
Shaquille
so true.
O'Neal is making fun of you.
I have met Shaquille O'Neal working on a project once, and he's lovely.
Everyone loves Shaquille O'Neal.
Everyone loves Shaquille O'Neal, and they're right. He's so tender and respectful, and anyways, he's all the things.
Meanwhile, this actually is probably of interest to Shaquille O'Neal because he's obsessed with criminal justice.
Yeah.
The Nolan Wells autopsy results have been released, and they're, I would say, inconclusive is the best way to describe
I think
them.
they keep saying the word undetermined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Nicole Kidman's got a new boyfriend, and unfortunately, he's in the world of private equity. And we're going to talk a little bit about just that and like why, well, first of all, why that's a special interest of mine. But also, I'm really intrigued by some of the
holdings.
Yeah, the portfolio he has.
It's interesting.
And then I'm so excited for this guest, you guys. Like, I love this comic. She is such a badass.
Icon.
And she's been doing these protests, I'm going to dox myself, that are right near my house.
Usually I'm the one doxing us on this show.
Yeah, like, I think Rebecca asked someone for their social security number once.
It's like, what's your mom's maiden name?
No, what did you ask somebody? You asked.
I asked Representative Auchincloss where he's going for spring break.
I was like,
it's like, okay, TMZ.
But comedian Paula Poundstone is joining us. We're going to talk a little bit about 2028 presidential hopefuls and also some of her, she's been doing some great work. Just getting into specific bills and telling people like, hey, this bill's concerning. This is why you should call. I don't know. There's so much that we want to talk to her about.
She's been in it forever. I know. You made the point, and maybe we'll talk about it later, that she did the White House Correspondents' Dinner in 1992.
First woman.
Oh, wow. She didn't say that before we got on air. First woman, George H.W. Bush.
What do you want from me? She wants me to come in here with like these.
No. I'm saying we had a robust conversation.
I know. I didn't tell you it was the first woman. So anyway, but let's get into it. So we've got updates. So this is the continuation of that Dave Portnoy drama.
Yes.
So the other day, obviously, Dave Portnoy called Tom Brady cringe, which is crazy because like there's no one more cringe than Dave Portnoy.
Yeah.
And even
the
though
original.
We think Tom Brady is kind of cringe, I just feel like there's no reason for Dave Portnoy.
All men are kind of cringe.
Well, yes, but I'd say he's particularly cringe.
Yeah.
And I think the thing about it is so much of what Dave has built has been off of the work of someone like a Tom Brady.
Totally, yeah.
And also, like, in the grand scheme of things, someone being a little cringe at a World Cup game is nothing compared to like what half the other people in the world are doing, including Dave, who has.
I was just going to say, I was like, what's cringe? Sexual assault allegations.
Yeah, exactly.
This is unrelated, but I was just browsing the New York Times and there was a headline from your pal, Ezra Klein. And it said, talking to the top advisor of the Graham Plattner campaign about what went wrong. And I was like, wow, let me give you one guess about what went wrong in the Graham Plattner campaign. Anyway.
I can't even believe at this point that he's making that a headline. That's insane.
Isn't that so wild? Yeah, go ahead.
Now Shaquille O'Neal has entered the chat, and he has come to Tom Brady's defense after Portnoy called him cringe and said that Portnoy is an idiot. I'd be glad if somebody punches him in the face, and I hope it's Tom. Now, I want to back up for a second,
We
though.
don't condone violence on this show.
No, actually, I'm serious.
Okay.
I have been getting a lot of like really graphic messages about things that people want to happen to me physically, including me getting punched in the face, me getting choked, things of that nature.
Scary.
So when I see someone like Shaq saying that, I know that he's kidding.
Yeah.
But I also like,
somebody's going to take it as at face value.
Well, and also like there's a million, you know what? It's insulting enough that Shaquille O'Neal is making fun of you.
Yeah.
And I think there's a million ways that you can say it without having to go into like
Physical harm.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just say like Dave Portnoy. Actually, you know what? Back up. Shaquille O'Neal. Hi, direct to camera. If you
we
really
know he watches the show.
if you really want to get Dave Portnoy pissed off, why don't you just say, I hope you're held accountable for your sexual assault allegations?
Oh, wow.
Like,
yeah. No,
like,
no,
why-
absolutely.
And also, even though I love Shaquille O'Neal, I
Sure.
want to say this.
Yeah.
Why do you care more about Dave Portnoy calling
what I was
Tom
about to
Brady
say.
cringe than you do about
Sexual assault
and
allegations.
also like let's just say these are allegations. He also has really credible complaints about behavior
Yes.
in the work environment, all that kind of
Yes.
stuff. So I'm just sort of like, why is it? I also agree with him in that like he's being obnoxious and saying this, but like, why is it that we only rush to like condemn somebody when they're making fun of somebody who like really it's kind of
Oh,
harmless to make
always.
fun of
I
him.
know. That's what I was thinking is one, why wade into this now? Like, why do you think Shaquille O'Neal was like, yeah, this is my business?
Well, I think
He's
somebody
good
just
friends
asked
with
him
Tom
about
Brady.
it.
Yeah.
No, I think Page Six just like was like, hey man, like they
I
probably
also-
caught him coming out of the airport.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's known for being
Off the cuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did a pilot for a show that never went to air, but he was the pilot guest, and he was just so like I believe he called me ma'am at one point, and I was like, but it was like he was just so respectful, like he was such a
Yeah.
doll. But I totally agree. We give these men a pass over and over and over and over and over and over
For the most
again
horrific
for the most
things.
horrific things, and then they're like, Tom Brady, that's a bridge too far.
Yeah. So anyway, I just think that I'm with him. I think it is cringe. I
Yeah.
don't think we need to punch Dave Portnoy in the face.
Dave Portnoy is like, what do you think? Like, Dave Portnoy can't be a very happy person. I think Dave Portnoy is punching himself in the face on the inside.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's happy.
I think he's like a shell of a human.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
meanwhile, I think this Michael Rubin guy who owns Fanatics, who's a billionaire.
Yeah.
I think he's probably a pretty happy guy.
You think so?
Yes, I do. I mean, like, I
Even
don't
though
think,
he's doing the white party,
well, no, but like, I think he feels really good about himself. Like, I think Dave, whether it's standing on his tiptoes in every photo he takes, Michael Rubin is also short, and I don't see him standing on his tiptoes.
Yeah.
And so, not that I'm saying Michael Rubin is like the blueprint for happiness, but I do think that there are some men who are really
Are
wealthy and
comfortable with
they're pretty
themselves.
happy with. Like, I
Totally.
think Jeff Bezos is very happy with himself.
100%.
Like, I don't think I think there's like a deep hole in Dave Portnoy that I
agree.
see that
Yes.
I don't see
like
in all
JD
these.
Vance.
Yes.
JD Vance has the same deep hole.
Yes, and Trump has it too.
Yeah.
But all of these powerful men, they don't all have that deep hole.
No,
Like
no.
Marco Rubio does not have a deep hole.
I disagree. I think Marco
Really?
Rubio. Oh yeah.
You think he does?
Yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think he has the deepest. Oh yeah, big time. This is just like one thing that it reminds me of. I one time saw a clip of Clavicular, like the Looks Maxer.
You don't need to.
I'm just in case
Okay.
our audience,
I was at this family wedding last week, and it's just like the whole table. I'm like, all right, to the table. Let's go clavicular. Like I was like, I just want opinions. That's how much I love my cousins. I'm like, I want everybody's take on clavicular.
That's so funny. Well, the clip was him talking to somebody about like being short, and his suggestion was that when you sleep with a woman, you should like lie books down by the bed so that when you walk to the bed, if you're short, you can have like a little added height.
You know what I love about this?
Everything.
Clavicular's a reader.
Clavicular's a reader. And like big thick books apparently, you know?
Right?
But
He's
I was
got
like,
a copy of the Odyssey.
do you think that like women wouldn't notice that you were
Let me
walking?
just set these books down.
Like, we can tell how tall you are.
I mean, it's listen, it doesn't involve surgery.
Yeah, I guess it's better.
Whatever.
better,
I
yeah.
mean, maybe he should give that advice to Portnoy.
That's what I'm saying. Is like Portnoy seems like somebody who's like, let me just lay a couple stepping stools down, and she won't notice that I'm a short boy.
Also, like women really don't care.
No.
It's just like how you carry yourself and how you
100%.
treat people.
100%. There's a million. Yes, 100%. I remember this is another internet thing that I love. I think like during the pandemic, there was a woman who would just like go on lives that men were doing and just write "go off, short king."
I remember that.
And it wouldn't matter whether they were short or not. And men would always be like, I'm not short, but thank you so much. Like, they would always respond to it. And she was a real American hero. If I
That's
ever.
so funny. Well, there's
yeah.
a lot of on a more serious note, let's talk
Yeah.
about this for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. This is like a hard turn because we were just giggling, but this story is dark. Okay. So an independent autopsy commissioned by the family of 18-year-old Nolan Wells came out this week. They found the cause and manner of death to be undetermined pending investigation. So there's not enough evidence in the autopsy to say what he died of. And of course, like as a reminder, this was happening in Mississippi, where I was doing a little bit of background, and there have been, multiple cases in that county of deaths of brutality against Black men specifically. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yep.
Nolan Wells disappeared on July 4th on a boat trip to Horn Island, Mississippi. I don't know exactly what that means, but his body.
It's a national park.
Oh,
Yeah,
your father would know.
I know. It's a national park. It's actually very beautiful. I looked at some photos of it.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's these. They're like a group of islands. There's a bunch of them. I mean, like it's actually like hard. You're like, oh, this could be like a tropical place. Like it's so beautiful. Yeah,
Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Yeah.
So his family has conflicting accounts. The friends came back like with his cell phone. The friends that he was with were all white guys.
Yep.
And so they hired Ben Crump, who has been the attorney for everybody when race.
George Floyd. I think he was involved in that case. And the Reverend Al Sharpton has also been involved in Nolan's case.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyways, this case keeps on going. Did you ever read the book Bonfire of the Vanities?
No, but I did read a Laguna Beach blog about an episode entitled that.
Oh, well,
so
there
I
you
feel
go.
like I know
She's
it.
caught up. Well,
Yeah.
in case you didn't, I mean, it's actually really one of my favorite books. It's written by Tom Wolfe, a white guy, but it was written in the 1980s, and the plot is that a rich white guy from the Upper East Side, like a stockbroker, is with his mistress and hits and kills a Black kid in the Bronx and runs away. And in his mind, he was threatened. Anyways, this story becomes blown up, and the novel is like how it affects New York City from every single angle, from the Upper West Side Jewish lawyer to like an Al Sharpton type character. And this was before the Central Park Five or the Exonerated Five, whatever you want to say. And anyways, it's a phenomenal book, but I was just thinking about it this morning because these stories are just you can't believe that they're still happening in 2026, and yet they are so part of our DNA in every way. Like, they repeat in the most obvious ways.
Yeah.
You were pointing out that Nancy Grace has entered the chat too. So tell us about Nancy Grace.
You guys, first of all, if you've known me for a while, you know that I do a mean Nancy Grace.
Do it. Give us your best Nancy.
So
She's got like
I was addicted to watching Nancy Grace for a while.
What brought you
a depressive episode. A depressive episode. I was very depressed, and the only way that I could cope with this breakup I was going through was by watching Nancy Grace.
Yeah. Ooh, that is a really good. The next time I go through a breakup, sure.
I just watch HLN all night, headline news.
Yeah,
and
that would get me into Nancy Grace too.
Yeah. The devil is dancing tonight on the steps of a Florida courthouse. Well, little Kaylee dances in heaven. I was addicted. So anyway,
maybe we should like redo this show around you as a Nancy Grace character. Like, maybe
honestly, that's where the money is.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Where the money is, baby.
I just saw that and I was like, cha-ching.
I know, but listen, my DMs can't take it. So anyway, I think Nancy Grace. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's right, sometimes she's wrong. A lot like me, right? So she has latched onto this case in a way that I think is great because it's bringing a lot of national attention to it. I will say.
That's surprising to me that she would have a take that isn't insufferable about this case.
Well, first of all, I think Nancy goes where the money is.
Yeah. And it is like you can see it unfolding in a way that I'm like, oh, this is going to be on Netflix. You know what I mean?
I could be misremembering this, so I don't. But during my depressive episode, we also had the Trayvon Martin case, and I remember her not being great on that one. Not great. So anyway, all of this to say, she is though somebody who often cares about justice for folks, and I think that She has evolved as the years have gone on. And so
Everybody deserves change.
but a lot of people are just learning about Nancy Grace, and it's one of those things where,
Really?
like, yeah, well, Gen Z doesn't watch Nancy. They don't want their nanas aren't
I feel
like
you know
chain
who's gonna
smoking.
know
And
Nancy Grace is Paula Poundstone.
of course. But
Chain smoking.
well, like, I grew up like no one wanted to watch us after school, so like I was
Yeah.
always with like
I watched a
someone's.
lot of
Yeah,
Maury.
I was always with someone's like old ass grandma, and she would like
Yeah.
make you like
No, my depressive episodes were coming home in high school, eating ramen noodles, and watching a lot of Maury. And my
Yeah.
dad being like, "What are you doing?" And I'd be like, "Trying to stave off an existential crisis."
Ain't that the truth? That's why bring back daytime TV. It's the only
Bring
way that
back
kids are going to
daytime-
save themselves.
Yes.
So anyway, all of this to say, I think it's great that I think any attention right now that is elevating
I
what the
agree.
family's going through
Yeah, I know.
and just, the injustice
Yeah.
that Black and brown folks face, especially in places like Mississippi. But just keep in mind, it's not just Mississippi
Oh,
because
no.
like
New
it
York,
happens everywhere.
yeah, absolutely.
The George Floyd,
Yes.
I mean, that's a very
Minnesota,
liberal,
yeah.
that's that area
Yeah,
specifically
yeah.
of
No,
Minnesota.
race
So,
is-
so I am glad that she's bringing attention to the case, but my only concern is like Gen Z, like don't open the archives.
Yeah. Stay on the surface here.
Yeah.
I also something I was thinking about is none of the kids who he was with have been in the media at all. Which like
one of them did an interview.
Oh, they did?
For a right-wing podcast.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I haven't seen that. I thought, one, I'm like, if I was advising the family, I'd be like, do not talk to the media, like lawyer up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm surprised, that they've been left alone, more or less.
Well, they're super connected.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like, it's very interesting to me.
Speaking
that,
of super connected, let's just wrap with this, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
we have a fantastic guest.
Yeah, we
today.
got things to do.
I can't believe this is
I
our
know,
guest.
I know.
I was getting so many DMs yesterday.
I
know. Nicole Kidman was photographed chatting closely with her potentially new boyfriend. We think this is the new boyfriend, Michael Reinstein.
I saw the pictures. It looked boyfriendy.
Yes. And, on the one hand, I'm like, oh, good for her. Like, she was with Keith Suburban for so long. He seems a little odd.
odd.
Tom Cruise, also
I know
very
that
odd.
picture of her when she's
Yeah.
divorcing Tom Cruise is like, yeah.
So, but here's the issue.
Pray tell.
Michael Reinstein is involved in my special interest. He founded the private equity firm Regent in 2013. And you guys know I have a problem with private equity. Private equity, I think, is one of the leading causes of the wealth gap in our country. It is seeping into your healthcare. It's seeping into, there was a
Yeah.
big expose recently in the New York Times about how it's seeping into daycares and children are dying. It is, it's very prevalent in
Housing.
It's, every
Everything.
single thing
Yeah.
is being touched
That's
by
the thing
private
is,
equity.
the more you and I talk about it, the more I'm like, oh, like when we interviewed Senator Chris Murphy, and he was describing
he's
what was
like me,
happening.
he's obsessed.
Yeah, what's happening in these hospitals? You're like, oh, it wouldn't even occur to me that this is in the realm of possibility. And it's like, not only is it in the realm of possibility, it is how the American healthcare system is working.
And these people, oh, by the way, private equity funds a ton of the things like the commissaries at Dilley.
Yeah.
They have that in their portfolio.
Yeah.
So when we talk about why stuff is so expensive at the Dilley detention
'Cause they're
facility,
profiting off it.
it's partially private equity. But he founded this private equity firm in 2013, and some of the things that are in their holdings are Playtex.
yeah,
So
ew.
I'm like, ew, I do not want Playtex
I know.
in that.
I know.
As well as like lots of military magazines.
What a combo.
Right?
What a combo.
I know. And so I don't know. It's not that we can't have a magazine about the military, but they're also like the Defense Times and things
Pete
like
Hegseth's
Yes.
light reading material.
Yes, and also like they have Dry Bar in their portfolio.
It's like a
the
weird
blow
combination.
dry
Yeah,
place,
yeah.
which by the way, like, listen, I go into Dry Bar.
I'm a big dry bar girl.
Well, no, but I say, so how are they treating you in here? And the stories these folks tell me, and I'm like, part of it's private equity.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, part of it's private equity.
They squeeze them and
So,
squeeze them and squeeze them. I'm
Anyway, I want Nicole Kidman to live her best life,
Yeah.
but I am also, it's hard. I'm sorry, I can't excuse private equity.
sure. You know, it's funny, and I know we need to move on, but when we first started talking about this, like the term private equity, and you explained to me why it shifted to that name, has like, it is a beautiful term, like it has like, it's like lyrical, it feels sophisticated. He's in private equity.
Yeah.
And so you could see somebody like Nicole Kidman, who like probably doesn't think about this stuff for a second, being like, oh, he's in private equity.
Reese Witherspoon's partners also. You guys, if
This is the thing, yeah.
if you're an 80s kid, it's leveraged buyouts.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's leveraged buyouts, which existed in the 80s and were absolutely terrible. And you can ask your parents about RJ Nabisco, Gen Z. Okay, so I'm so excited. We have the most fantastic guest.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out.
I'm freaking out.
Paula Poundstone is the host of the weekly comedy podcast. Nobody listens to Paula Poundstone.
Except us.
Yeah, well, I was listening all week, and is a regular panelist of NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. She also voiced the character Forgetter Paula in Inside Out 1 and 2. She starred in several HBO specials, including Cats, Cops, and Stuff. Paula was the first female comic to host the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And lastly, she is the first comedian I have seen to have her childhood report cards on her website, which include this following note. Paula needs to learn to stick to the point of the discussion and refrain from asking impossible hypothetical questions.
Wow.
Paula Poundstone, please ask us an impossible hypothetical question.
Hey, you guys. How are ya?
We're great. We're so happy you're here.
I'm really happy to be here. I'm particularly happy because I'm here at a time when you all were talking about Nancy Grace.
We
And-
knew you would know.
Yeah, and what are the odds of that? I didn't know that she had had some sort of resurgence. I didn't know that she was still on the air anywhere. But as you were mentioning to your younger viewers, you said she evolved. I hope so, because she was just painful. She's
Yeah.
horrible. I remember one time, okay, this is years ago, they used to have televisions in the airports that were hanging from the ceiling. And so whatever was on was
I
what
remember,
y'all
yeah.
was what y'all were watching. And one time I'm sitting at the airport for a long time, and Nancy Grace was on, and you couldn't reach so I took my carry-on bag and I swung it and turned off Nancy Grace, and someone there at the gate nominated me for the Hero Award on CNN. For that.
Honestly,
heroic.
that is an American hero right there. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
that's the problem. Gen Z, sometimes they find something and it's like, I don't
You
know.
missed the,
Yeah, should we tell you about the archives? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe a little just, but
yeah,
you know.
no, she was just, it was agonizing watching her. I mean, a
I
lot
know.
of times I was happy for the victim that they didn't have to watch Nancy Grace. Is that too dark?
no,
is that
not
it's
too-
a Friday morning.
Not for
Let's
this
go,
show.
baby.
Not for this
Oh, I
show.
see. So Friday mornings, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, then perhaps this is a good Friday morning topic, which is, everyday stuff goes wrong. That's adulthood is problem solving. From the moment you wake up in the morning, you're problem solving.
Totally.
And, could be big problems, could be little problems, gee, I need to eat, right? Small problem, but problem solving nonetheless. And yet, and I'm well into adulthood, I still feel like every time I have like a sizable problem, I'm blown away by it. I'm just like, well, how could that happen? Why
Yeah.
would that happen? Like, I never have really, I'm talking intellectually about it, but I've never really accepted in my heart that stuff's going to go wrong every day, whether I like it or not. And I blame for this children's literature. I was read to when I was a kid. I learned to read early on. And so I read a lot of children's books and reading to my own kids. I
Sure.
feel like there was nothing that really laid it out there, such that my children are the same way. They have, every time something goes wrong, they're blown away by it. I would like to publish a series of cardboard books that just put it out there for like toddlers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That just say what it's really.
Yeah.
One title might be "There Will Be Dictators."
There will be dictators.
I think that could be good.
I could also see a world, hear me out, where you and Nancy Grace, like Nancy Grace is like, the problem is children's literature. Like,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
you think she
Oh.
probably also has a problem with children's literature, just like in a different direction?
Yeah. Well, if there's not a problem there, she'll create one. That's the
Right.
feeling you have about Nancy Grace, is that it's being being on air means so much to her that if we had a perfect day with no crime, she might get someone to commit a crime
That's right. What
so
else
that
would you
she
do?
could talk about the mystery of it. Well, I'm fair, I'm talking about books that are maybe 6 pages long with a
Sure.
little bit of text on,
Yep.
Yeah.
shiny cardboard books. I think Look Out for Blood Clots will be popular. I think because
Teach them
kids
young.
kids have no idea that could come their way, that could
Yeah.
touch their lives,
Yes.
whether the death of a parent or their own freakish bad health
I think I
thing.
want Look Out for Overdraft Fees. Could we do
Yes.
that one?
Oh, you know
Yes.
what? I only recently learned about overdraft. I didn't even know.
Yeah, if there had been a children's book.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think yeah, kids. I didn't teach my kids good about credit cards. Um, it never occurred to me to tell them that you had to pay the bill.
Yeah.
And so they just saw it as this sort of magical thing. And yeah, I've never been good with money myself, and so I didn't pass on, what do they call it, financial literacy,
Yeah.
to, like, I don't even have a savings account because I don't know my mom's maiden name, and that is that kind of research. You have to do that kind of
Yeah,
research.
that's huge. Yeah. And the
Yeah.
only way to like do that kind of research is to start them young. Like if you had a
Yes.
children's book where you're like, it would be important to know my mother's maiden name, then
Yeah.
later in life, maybe you
Yeah.
would have that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
a
make
good book might be Pry into Your Parents' Lives. That could be a good 6 page cardboard book. Just something
yeah,
that gives them some sense of,
impending doom.
Yeah.
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, we
yeah.
have a question for you. It's a little
I'm
bit of
ready.
impending doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Go
okay,
ahead.
impending doom. Okay. This week, the New York Magazine came out with an article that said Kamala Harris is what is it? Like it or not, Kamala Harris is the front runner. So we're talking about 2028. And so first, I want to put it to you: is Kamala Harris the front runner in 2028? Like, what are you looking for?
Oh,
Out
I
of a
have no
candidate?
idea numerically.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak to hard facts. I can tell you that I really like her a lot. I mean, Democrats have an embarrassment of riches in terms of our bench for the presidential race, and
Yeah.
she's certainly right up there. I love her. I voted for her before. I supported her, and I haven't made a decision this time. I will say this: Gavin Newsom, our governor here in California, just signed a thing called SB 73 that makes it. And I'm gonna mess it up. I'm not a great spokesperson because I don't have all the solid facts. I'm giving you more of a
I'm Googling.
No,
I'm
that's what
Googling.
we
You
want.
go.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm
SB
Googling for
73.
you.
That part I know about. Um, it makes it illegal for candidates, politicians, to lie to us about something that would influence an election.
It never ceases to amaze me. We were just talking about this before with private. The things that you're like, yeah, that has to be a law. Like, I mean, of course
Well,
it has to be a law at this point, but it is shocking that you're like, oh yeah, I guess politicians do lie to us about a lot of stuff.
they lie to us. We get lied to all the time. Now it's
All the time.
illegal to lie. It's illegal to lie to the Congress.
Mhm.
It's illegal to lie in court. But to the rest of us, rubes, go ahead, open the floodgates. I find it so frustrating. I actually just interviewed, and perhaps you have as well, the great Andrew Weissman, who's written a
Mm.
book called A Liar's Kingdom.
Mhm.
And it's about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's coincidence that Gavin Newsom, came up with this law about the same time, and I don't think Andrew knows either. But the book is about this idea
Mhm.
of, guess what, y'all, you can't lie to us anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, there's going to be First Amendment challenges, but Andrew walks you through what they might be and how to, and how that would be argued or resolved in court.
Oh,
I
it's so
am.
fascinating.
I don't know about you, but I am exhausted from
Yeah.
being lied to. Just exhausted. I mean,
Yeah.
and if you have kids, well, give it up.
Yeah.
Because every day is. I used to say to my kids all the time, I don't want to be Nancy Drew. Um, and for your younger viewers, She was a mystery character. She was the star of a mystery series, Nancy Drew.
Oh yeah.
Did you
Oh
guys
God,
read
Yeah.
Nancy?
I
Big
read
Nancy
it.
Drew.
Not only that, I've been watching the 1970s TV show on YouTube. Do you
Ooh.
remember that?
Yeah.
It would be Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew episode. Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew episode.
Wasn't it Sean Cassidy and the Hardy
Yes.
Boys?
Yes.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
so you guys, it's actually so entertaining, but also this is how I know I'm like turning into my grandmother. Like I'm like but
Watching Nancy Grace.
speaking of
watching Nancy
liars.
Drew.
Speaking of liars, let's talk for a minute about
Wait a
people
minute.
like
I just have to say one
yeah,
more thing about Nancy
please.
Drew.
Please.
I read one or two when I was a kid, but I read some to my daughters. Okay, talk about children's literature steering you the wrong way. Um, if I had read the whole series as a kid or read like say 10 of them, uh, you get the impression that as a girl, you're going to pass out every few minutes. She fainted
Mhm.
more than, I mean, that just doesn't happen
Yeah.
that way. And the ceiling fell on her head a lot too. That
Yeah.
happened.
Well, also that's such a good point that we don't have children's book about overdraft fees, but we do have children's books about fainting.
Yeah.
And like I
Yeah.
feel like there was a
Well,
lot of quicksand.
it's not the purpose of the book. It's it's what do you call it? Unintended consequence.
Yeah.
But she fainted a lot. And
Now
by the
that
way,
you're saying it, I remember.
did you ever read the Hardy Boys?
Oh yeah.
No, I was a Nancy Drew. I was a
Yeah.
strictly Nancy Drew girl.
Okay, they had they had a spinster Aunt Gertrude, and the only adverb that they ever used for when Aunt Gertrude spoke was Aunt Gertrude said tartly. Literally every time she talked, she spoke tartly. She had
Wow.
it's amazing the boys because they didn't have a mother. I forget what happened. The mom had passed away or something, and so they were raised tartly. Uh,
They were always throwing shade. Like Nancy had that one friend, George, and
Oh,
poor
I remember
George.
George.
Every time it was like, George is plump.
oh yeah. Oh, and Chet. I think it was Chet. The Hardy Boys had a fat friend. Yeah.
So I don't know. Nancy was the star of her show. Like it is a
Yes.
little Nancy Grace. But speaking of people who like being the star of their show, there's a lot of people right now who I would say have always coded more Trump, more Republican. For example, Tucker Carlson, who've now been distancing themselves from people like Trump. What do you make of this? And do you think that Tucker Carlson is gearing up to try to run for president?
Well, he's certainly gearing up to to not be left on a sinking ship.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think he's going to run for president. I don't even see where he would have that skill set. I would just like to see him run.
Like physically?
Yeah, or away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Like
good.
run the mile, run the
Yeah,
track.
no, just in
doing here?
just in the opposite direction of the rest of us.
Wherever, right into the ocean. There's the
I-
Pacific.
I was glancing at some headlines yesterday. One of them, or maybe I actually went as far as reading an article. Oh,
Wow.
and it said something about the oh darn it, it was the Republicans were dissatisfied or some word like that with Trump, and it was, but they said this was happening slowly. I'm like, okay, if it happens too much more slowly, it's like when you hear sometimes Democrats will say, well, privately the Republicans say
Yes,
blah blah blah,
yes,
and I'm just, by the way, that means they're lying to us again because they are not saying it publicly.
Yeah. How much did they whisper this into the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like okay.
Right. Because they've left themselves. What they're trying to do is leave themselves a key under the mat,
Mhm.
right? So that they can get back into the house when it all blows over.
Yeah.
You know,
Is
scientists.
Is Mitch McConnell alive? What do you think?
Yeah, I talked to him for about 20 minutes last night.
Oh,
He
nice.
is.
Good.
What did he say to you? He said, blood clots are a problem.
No, he's happy with his blood clots. He's first of all, he is bequeathing me that shirt, the checked shirt
That's
in
huge.
his will.
Great.
And second of all, he said, when Elaine puts her hand behind my back like that while I'm laying down, it's not all that comfortable. Yeah, apparently they have some stuff to work out.
Yeah.
Is that the okay? I realize I know people always talk about the bingo card, but come on. Who ever imagined that at any point we wouldn't know if Mitch McConnell was dead or not? That's just absurd. It is absurd.
It's
And
so
apparently,
absurd.
I've been hearing some coverage because people were upset with Andy Bashir
Yes.
that he didn't just barge into the hospital and find out if Mitch McConnell was alive or not. But apparently there are restraints. There's actual legal reasons why he's not doing that, and they're pretty good legal reasons.
Sure.
I can't repeat them because I can't hold on to stuff in my
HIPAA. How
brain
about
well
I
enough.
was gonna say I wouldn't want a governor barging into my
No,
hospital
yeah.
room to check if I was alive or dead.
You know, I had some medical trouble there for a while, and I didn't have HIPAA. I had Hippo, which uh
Yeah.
was so humiliating. It was deeply humiliating. Apparently, it's based on size and very. Do you know that the only way hippos can have sex is in the water because they're too big for themselves?
Really?
Yeah, they need the buoyancy. I imagine they could do it in space. They could probably do it in space.
Send
Elon
them.
Musk is gonna
Yeah.
love that.
But yeah, no one has had the courage to send a hippo into space.
You cowards! You cowards! Send
Honestly.
a hippo into space already.
Yeah, unless you count those space tourists that went that time.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Would you do that, by the way? Would you
No.
go to the moon if you
No.
had the opportunity to go to the moon?
No.
You
No.
wouldn't?
No.
I barely want to go to Venice. I don't want to
Wow.
leave I want to stay in my neighborhood.
Why are you going with Katy Perry on the next trip?
Katie and I are renting a little spaceship. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna have some common room in it, and then the rest of us, we're gonna each do with it what we want on our side.
Sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a puzzle in the middle.
Yeah.
Nice to have a puzzle going for everybody.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
Yeah, right?
Very
Yeah,
nice
vacation
idea.
tip. Yeah.
Well, earlier,
Yeah.
I think it was last week, you advised your audience to call their reps about the Clarity Act.
Yes.
A bill pushed by the crypto industry. And part of that debate in Congress is about how it would bar public officials, including Trump, from issuing or sponsoring cryptocurrency. What got you? I mean, I know you're big into crypto all the time. What got you
yeah.
into this bill?
It's how I'm paid for most things that I do is through crypto. And I also like to receive those baseball cards that Trump makes of himself.
Do you have Trump sneakers?
Yeah.
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 Naturally.
I have a lot of Trump wear. In fact, hold on. I have some of his papers that were in the boxes in his bathroom. These are the secret documents. He asked me to hold on to them for him. Okay, viewers, just a show of hands. How many people, when you saw the boxes of secret documents in Trump's bathroom, felt better about your own homes? I did.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he can afford a cleaner. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, on the other hand, it's just me Sunday
No.
mornings.
Yeah.
Sometimes
my
there's
gosh.
room that you say to the house cleaner, don't even bother
go.
with that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I won't even make you go in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually I guess I am going to do some sort of little shoot here in my home, and I said, well, my house is a little on the funky side. Not, and they said, we'll send a house cleaner before we come. I go, no, it's not that. It's not that it's. Thank you, but I can clean my house. Thank you. It's that I am dedicating, for one thing. I mean, things just get out of hand eventually in terms of just where to put things that
Sure.
pile up.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
it's really not a cleaning thing; it's an organizing thing. But so there's that. But additionally, in addition to the fact that I'm always so busy that it's really hard to, like, I have a box in my closet of pens. It's just because they, I don't know, I pick them up at hotels or whatever.
Yeah, pens
and I
are good
just
to
have
have.
tons and tons of pens. And I like to write with a pen, but I don't need all those pens. And so I was going to donate it to my kids' elementary school. And my youngest is now 28. And that box is still in my closet after all these years
I was
waiting
gonna say
for me to.
elementary school.
Yeah.
Is there an auto pen in there?
No. No. I've never met Trump, but if I did and I
Mhm.
shook his hand, I would shake like really strong.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Um,
see if he bruises, because that's how
yes,
he's getting those
exactly. I
bruises.
want to leave I want to leave like not a okay, Secret Service has to come to my house kind of a mark. But apparently he is tender as a peach.
Yep. Oh,
He,
those hands.
yeah,
Those teeny tiny little hands.
yeah,
Well,
boy.
I saw
It's
you. You're on the Cloverfield overpass
yes.
carrying, which is right by my house. I've doxed myself.
Oh wow.
I know. I'm gonna come by. I literally drive by there all the time. And so I'm gonna be on the lookout for you now. But you're out there with 3 signs,
Yeah,
and
well,
you.
because you got to make them, because each word needs its own sign in order to read from the
Oh, I know
freeway.
exactly what you're
Yeah,
talking
great
about.
point. So, can you just, as we wrap up our time here together, it's been so fun having you, make your pitch to all the Gen Zers of why they should be out doing the protesting? Because it is so important, and I feel like we got to get more people out there doing things like you do.
Well, first of all, you don't have to wait for a No King's Day.
Yeah,
No King's Days are fantastic
right.
and very important because we need to get our numbers up more and more.
Hmm.
Um, uh, 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 and they're joyous. There's all
Yeah,
sorts of
yeah.
reasons to go do that. But you know what? I protest by myself not infrequently. And the reason I do it is to be a pebble. I want to be a pebble. I want to make rings. I want to spread courage. And
Yeah.
honestly, it takes courage.
I bet.
And but the fear of going out there now, what you would face now is so much less
This.
than what we will face if we don't do this.
Hmm.
Yes.
And people who think they're somehow divorced from politics are entirely wrong. What we're facing now in terms of the war in Iran in addition to the moral failing of that, additionally there is the financial failing of that. Billions and billions of dollars to this and skyrocketing prices. We are going to it's going to hit the fan bad.
Yeah.
And by the time it does, it may be too late
Hmm.
to, scientists have found that electing Trump is to Americans what beaching themselves is to whales. They really don't understand why it happens.
That was a really good wow.
Wow.
You should write a children's book.
Paula Poundstone, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
You
what a
have been
delight.
amazing. This is going to go down as one of our best shows ever.
I
We're
want
so
to
grateful.
come stand next to you. I'm just wherever you are. I want to come stand next to you. I love it.
Well, I'm out there with my goofy signs, my Trump must go now trilogy. Well, I've had so much fun. You guys are
Thank you.
great.
You
Thank
were
you.
great.
You're
Come
great.
back
Thank you. Come back anytime. Thank you, Paula.
I'm coming back right now.
We'd welcome it. Wow, what a
She's
fun
so
guest. Oh my
cool.
God, so cool.
Sometimes we have guests where I'm like, you're so cool.
I
want to be your
know.
friend so badly. She's amazing.
She's so amazing.
And so funny. And we started this conversation with you pointing out that her teacher said, asks too many hypothetical questions. And like immediately I was like, oh, I see exactly where she put this
But,
skill
like,
to use.
That's the problem, I think, with like traditional school in a lot of
Totally.
ways. Not
Oh,
that
yeah.
I'm recommending that all of you start trad wife homeschooling your children.
That's what she's recommending.
But like, whatever. Let people, people figure it out.
Sure.
But like, I got those kind of comments
Oh,
on my
me
report
too.
card, and
Totally.
it was just like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
hope that we're getting to a point in education where like people are celebrating those
I know.
differences as
Yeah.
opposed. And I also recognize that like back in the day, it'd be some 22-year-old teacher with 35 kids
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
class,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I had the exact same thing. It's like I was always like, talks too much, asks too many questions, is just.
Do you know what was on my kindergarten report card?
Tell me.
Or actually, no, they brought my parents in for a parent-teacher conference. This was
Already
right
love.
before I got
Already
kicked out.
love.
This is when I was at Catholic kindergarten, and the teacher said to my mom and dad, "One problem with Meredith is she doesn't know she's not the teacher."
And this to this day, sorry, I always end up hitting you,
No,
is
no.
why I adore Meredith Lynch. She is the fucking teacher.
But
So-
also, like, can we just both agree as oldest?
Yeah.
Like, my sister came out of my mother's womb, and my mom was like, you're
You're raising
co-parenting
this.
now.
Yes, 100%.
So like, don't
Don't
come
tell-
for me. And like, I'd be at home. My mom would be like, "You're the oldest. You're in charge. I need your
Yes.
help." And then I'd go to school and I'd be like,
No,
"Well."
I'd be like, you're welcome. Who picked me up from school? I picked me up from school.
So anyway, but wow, what a cool guest.
She's so cool. We talk about clips and we will. I'm like, clip. Like,
Oh, I
she's
know.
so funny.
I know.
And so, she also just, so creative in the way she thinks and talks. It was like, we would say one thing and then all of a sudden we're like talking about Nancy Drew. I love people like that. What a fucking icon.
What's having a moment for you?
Yesterday was the 30th anniversary of Fiona Apple's Title album, which is one of my all-time favorite albums. Fiona Apple, to this day, is my favorite
Is
girl.
that the one with Criminal on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's slow like honey. It's like such a moody, jazzy. It's like the ultimate cool girl
How old
album.
was she when that album
Like
came out?
19. Like so young. And I just like to this day, I remember during the pandemic when Fetch the Bolt Cutters came out. We were like deep in the pandemic, and I just remember being like, yeah, like it was so good. And I remember there's like dog barking in it at some point, and my dog barked at the dog
Oh my
in Fetch.
gosh.
And I was like, this is what Fiona Apple intended.
Cassius
Is like
or Romeo?
Romeo was just a glimmer in my eye at the time. He didn't
Oh.
exist yet. It was me and Cassius and Fetch the Bolt Cutters, like whoever Fiona Apple's dog is like barking in it. And I was like, she had like this percussive music and like dogs barking and like women all over the world's dogs barking back. I was just, anyways,
That is.
I fucking love Fiona Apple.
So fun. Did
Yeah.
you like listen to it on
Oh,
record
over and
yesterday
over
or
and
something?
No, I just saw Rolling Stone. The recent
okay.
Rolling Stone did like a special on it, and I was like, oh yeah.
I was
she's
actually
so
thinking the other
cool.
day about getting a record player.
Oh, I have a record player. It's the best thing I've got. I could not recommend it more. It's brought me immense joy.
But like when I tell you what prompted this, you're gonna be like, lock her up, lock her up.
Wait, what was it? What was it?
I heard a song and I was like, I would love to have a record of that and play it.
Which song?
Hillary Duff, So Yesterday.
You know what? I bet you it hits on vinyl. You know,
Laugh it off, let it go, and I was like, Meredith, like
So
my husband's been away for work, and I was also traveling, so I've been alone a
I
lot.
was gonna say that's where the So Yesterday vinyl comes.
No, like
yeah.
I've been alone a lot this week,
Yeah.
and like I just was like watching a clip of the song, and I was like, I'd love to have a record player so I can play this song.
But I first of all, I totally co-sign that. Second of all, I love having a record player. It makes me like in a world where we're constantly inundated by like
Yeah.
bullshit and algorithms and like something about having a record player.
Well,
You're like, oh, this is
also,
how it was intended.
I also used to back in the day when I would get a CD. I would listen to the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Exactly.
the other piece of this is that nobody listens to the whole album now.
Nobody-
But if you have a
yes.
record and you just put it on in the background, I think you listen. But like,
100%.
oh my God, I knew all the like stupid, you guys remember Email
The
My Heart?
yeah, like the interstitials where it'd be like, hey boy, call me back. Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Mandy.
Yeah.
Like no one gets that anymore.
Yes.
No one gets the interlude.
Nobody's doing yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's cool.
Okay, what's having a moment for you?
Cool. You know what I would say is having a moment for me?
Pray tell.
Being a pebble.
Didn't you love that?
Yeah, because I will just say like I've been getting a lot of like nasty comments
know you have. I'm
lately
sorry.
and like especially on Facebook and like some that are like about my physical safety, which I'm not like you guys, I don't think like someone's
Yeah, but
like,
it's
I
just
mean,
not okay.
It's really weird. Also, too, I think there's something really weird about being like a 45-year-old man and messaging women and being like, I want to see you so I can punch you. Like
I also at the same time being like, hey, not all men. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, wait, but
But
not
like
both.
the other thing too is like there's a lot of people who disagree with me politically who I don't think like would ever hurt someone intentionally and I would never want harm to come to them.
No.
If Trump had a little moment, I wouldn't be so upset. But like
that's
he's
different.
physically
That's-
hurt people. But like there are people on the right who like I would never want
No.
anyway.
I just want you to go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want anything physical to happen to like
Yes.
oh,
Even Dave Portnoy.
no, never. No, exactly. Well, I mean, he's done physical things to people, so that like makes it hard for me.
Yeah.
But like, there's people like I don't like Tom Brady, but I don't want him to get
No.
whatever.
Yeah.
But
Pebble.
so I've been feeling like a pebble, I guess, and like I was just like, God, maybe I've just gone too hard. Like maybe I have just been too much. Like, like. No, I'm just telling you how I feel. I'm just telling you how I feel.
I just adore you so much, and I'm like, too much where? More Meredith all the time.
No, thank you. I love that. But like, I'm like, oh, maybe, I shouldn't speak out as much as I do. And maybe I would have like a better career. And maybe I would,
Yeah, we all have those thoughts. Yeah.
but at the end of the day, like I'm not playing a game, but I am playing the long game.
Hell yeah.
And I look at somebody like a Paula Poundstone, not that I will ever be Paula Poundstone, but like, I'm like, if you keep showing up authentically,
Yes.
that is the longest career you can have. And like
Period.
last night I was with our friend Kathy Griffin, and there were some other great people there. Lorraine Newman, who's one of the
Oh, yeah.
original, and like again, one of these people who's like consistently shown up the same way her
Yes.
entire life. And it's like,
Yes.
if you do that,
Yeah.
even I saw Lisa Rinna last night,
Yeah.
and like same thing. She's
Yep.
someone who's consistently shown up the same,
Same
way
way,
her
yes,
entire life,
100%.
and it's like that is the way to fucking go. And
It's
I
the
need
way
to
to
remind
fucking go.
myself of that.
And when I was younger, we kind of talked about this a little bit on Tuesday. When I was younger, I always had this feeling like joy, peace, stability, whatever it is, was just on the other side of like
Yeah.
whatever my next big success is. And what I realized after I'd like done that cycle enough times is like, if you're not happy and proud and clear about what you're doing today, tomorrow's not going to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Like if you're never going to look back and be like, "Oh, I'm happy and so it was worth that." It's like
worth
you
it.
have to, even if I don't know, I've had to learn this, is like even if I don't have the dream career that I like imagine for myself at 22, I would rather be like, "You know what? Like I feel good today."
Yeah.
And,
Well, at 22, I wanted to be on the Bad Girls Club.
well, I think you still could.
Bad Girls. Only the real ones know that show. Anyway, you guys, hey, I just want to remind everyone, if you are listening to us and you're not subscribed to the Substack, go ahead and check it out. It's at the link in my bio. And also,
Meredith writes it every week, and it
Thank
is
you.
hilarious.
Thank you so much. I work really
And
hard
so
on it.
smart and so thorough.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And thank you for doing it last week while I was out. But the other thing I wanted to say that really makes a difference is if we're also like, you can listen to this on Spotify, you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts. And if you can give us a review, as Molly McAleer would say, I like a
Ooh.
5-star, but we'll take what we can get.
We sure will.
And if you can leave a comment, like a little review,
Yeah.
just a little bit, it will really help us out a lot.
No physical violence in your comments, please. But
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, you guys. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Thank you to our amazing guest, Paula Poundstone, and everybody who makes this show happen. Bye.
bye.